The Taking is a stage play originally crafted by playwright Raisedon Baya a decade ago. As a part of the build-up to this year's Intwasa Festival, The Taking has enjoyed a renewed theatrical run with sold-out performances in Bulawayo and Harare. The production is a creative reconstruction of Zimbabwe's history and storytelling narrative centered on the land issue, from colonial occupation, independence, through to the land invasion known as the Belgium. I watched the production at the Jason Mpepo Little Theatre in Harare, where it received a standing ovation from a full house despite the weekend rains, which one would think might affect attendance. The good. The cast, comprising of Zenzo Nyati, Alex Maroa, Albert Chuma, Mzingaye Ngwabi, Lensen Tapiwa, and directed by Memory Kumbota, gave the old play a fresh coat of paint and energetic performance that incorporated song, dance, and mime in its storytelling. The Taking is a multi-character play where the cast play multiple characters, seamlessly switching roles and scenes on a minimalistic set with simply their bodies, voices, and movements as the props in a spellbinding physical production that is a testimony to the cast's multifaceted talents. A decade after this play was written, and it's still as relevant today as it was then, a testament to our need to tackle and reflect on the actions and consequences raised in the play. At its core, the play is about the land issue, from colonial displacement to independence, the promise of redress, and the chaotic land reform exercise. By juxtaposing the parallels in history's ever-repeating cycles, the play shows how there is grievances from every perspective, with each side overlooking or turning a blind eye in the pursuit of their interests. The Taking is not just about the taking of the land, soil, but our identity and the stories that have shaped and preserved that identity. The play tackles the weaponization of censorship, where our stories have been muzzled because they painted a picture some did not want to be told. The bad. While the minimalistic set ensured the performance had the center stage and the audience attention, I felt that the play could have done with a bit more costuming for dramatic flair and character identification than the simple prison garb they wore. Unless, of course, it was a defiant message on how our storytelling is still imprisoned. It reminded me of a dancehall artist, Winky D, who performed at a concert dressed in prison gear. The ugly. Art holds up a mirror to society and shows us who we are. The Taking asks some difficult questions, and if you think the conversation of the land is over, it's still out there, simmering. As I was writing this review, I saw an article about how the US court ordered Zimbabwe to pay $450 million in a land dispute with a Swiss-German family who lost property in the land redistribution program. The implications of such rulings could have wide-reaching consequences, and yet all we're trying to do was correct historical injustices. Maybe this play needs to be performed in front of the courts and entered as a motion to appeal. Final thoughts. The Taking is a provocative retelling of our history and identity. I hope it gets a long theatrical run and graces stages in Africa and beyond, because it's not simply Zimbabwe's story, but one most will find familiar, minus the third Chimrenga part.